Today I'm going to be trying two Japanese sunscreens. I love Japanese sunscreens and I use them for my facial hair every single day. The reason why I like them so much is because they have a gel-like consistency that plays really well in the facial hair, is non-greasy, and very comfortable to wear throughout the day. So there are two products I've been using very consistently, and that includes the Hada Labo UV White Gel and the Shiseido Senka Aging Care Sunscreen. I believe that's what it's called. It's this yellow one. Okay, yes, I did rip it off the package already, and I repackaged the Hada Labo one, but promise, I've been wearing these for the past couple of months. Well, I've been wearing the Hada Labo for the past few months, and then this Shiseido one I've been using for the past month and a half or so. So I did order, I have two of them. I've used this one all up, so now I'm opening up this second package today, which is why it's, it is what it is. So I'm going to be unwrapping that one and then using it. And so what I'm going to do today is a side-by-side comparison. I know some of you are curious to see, which one works better in facial hair, but I know some of you don't have facial hair and you're just curious about how they wear in general. So I'm going to be applying them from the neck up, one on one side of the face and one on the other. So I will do the Hada Labo on my left side of the face and the Shiseido on my right side of the face. But before we get started with that side-by-side comparison, I want to just talk about some notable aspects of both of these sunscreens because there are many. So both are very popular Japanese products available to US customers through Amazon and even YesStyle. So I will leave links in the description. So they're both great moisturizers with hyaluronic acid. They can be used as moisturizers without having to go and apply a separate moisturizer. And they're both fragrance-free, which is very important for me and anyone that's concerned about dealing with allergies of the skin and irritation that can build up over time to fragrance. The best part though about Japanese sunscreens is that they contain advanced chemical filters that are not available for use in the US. The reason why they're not available in the US is just because there's too much red tape here. So FDA regulations treat sunscreen as an over-the-counter medical product, which means that they have to go through rigorous testing in order to show their safety of use. The chemical filters that we have available in the United States are just old. There are much better ingredients out there and other countries have been more quick to adopt them. So this is forward looking. So specifically, both of these products include the advanced UV filters like Tinosorb S and Uvinol A+. These provide great broad spectrum coverage on their own, and they also, each individual product is coupled with some additional UV filters, which I'll get into next. So the Hada Labo UV Gel includes some commonly used active sun protection ingredients in the United States, including octinoxate, which provides UVB protection, as well as titanium dioxide, which is actually a mineral ingredient that reflects UV rays. So it does primarily protect against UVB, but it does have some anti-UVA protection as well. Some people have noted that the titanium dioxide component of this product leaves somewhat of a white cast. I personally haven't noticed this, but again, I've been using it in the beard, so today might provide some answers regarding that statement. In terms of the Shiseido sunscreen, that includes the UV filters I mentioned before, like Tinosorb S and Uvinol A+. It includes some commonly used US filters like avobenzone, which is primarily our UVA protection in the United States, which is quite photosensitive and susceptible to degradation, but it can be enhanced and become more stable with the addition of other UV filters, which they've done in this product. And in addition, they use octicrylene, which is primarily a UVB protectant. Both products have an antioxidant component in them, with the Hada Labo containing a vitamin C ingredient and the Shiseido including a Q10 ingredient. Q10 is an antioxidant naturally found in human cells and plays a role in energy production. So while in theory these ingredients, antioxidants, can protect against free radical damage caused by UV rays and pollutants in the environment, we just don't really know about their stability. So, you have to take it at face value, basically. Both of these products do include alcohol in them to a varying degree. This is primarily used in order to dissolve the chemical filters in the sunscreens, and they make them somewhat more comfortable to wear. But folks who want to avoid alcohol at all costs should be aware of this. The scent is more noticeable in the Shiseido product over the Hada Labo UV Gel, but this doesn't necessarily mean there's more alcohol in either one of these. Neither of these products are water resistant, unfortunately. So without further ado, let's start the trial of the sunscreen. So again, I'm going to use the Hada Labo on my left side, the Shiseido on my right side. I got to unpackage this one because this one's completely empty now. That was easy enough. So you all have seen me wear this Hada Labo gel before. I've only applied it on the facial hair, really. I have applied it to the face before, I just have never done this on camera. So it does come in this jar container, but it has preservatives to prevent contamination. So that shouldn't be a big concern to you. And I'm going to do my best to create somewhat of a line here to have a separation between the two, but not perfect. So like I said, this one is really, it's a gel, so very easy to rub onto the skin. It moves around very easily. It doesn't stick to the facial hair. Now it is called a white gel, which is maybe just poor marketing because in reality this goes on quite clear. I tend to not use this product or any chemical products around the eyes because they tend to sting, especially if you sweat. But for you, I will today. I'm gonna do half of my neck. All right, I'm gonna do one more, just to make sure that I'm getting enough coverage, especially in the beard. I don't think I covered it as much. So just to kind of give you a close-up, it goes on pretty white. As you've seen in my other videos, it does fade. And it feels quite comfortable. Like I said, this gel consistency kind of makes sure that it's not really sticking to the hair as much and just easier to apply. So now you can see that it's still noticeable in some parts of the facial hair, especially my upper lip area. In terms of other parts of the face, I don't see a cast at all. Like I said, there is a titanium dioxide component, which could be concerning to some people, but there is virtually no cast other than maybe what you're seeing on top of my facial hair right now. But we will gauge that as we give it time to dry down. And yeah, you can see the rest of my facial hair is looking pretty presentable. I think the facial hair above my lip is somewhat more dense. So you could see the difference of how it's blended in there versus the rest of my beard. Moving on to the Shiseido Senka Aging UV Cream. They gotta work on the way that they name these products. Aging cream, really? That's bad marketing. But they really figured something out in terms of their performance. So this one is more convenient, really, because it comes in this squeeze bottle, so you can take it on the go. So it comes out just, in small amounts, but you want to make sure you are getting enough coverage, of course. This one still has quite a gel-like consistency feels very kind of thin. I think I mentioned this already, but the alcohol in this product specifically is a little more noticeable. You can definitely smell it. So if that's off-putting to you, just know that ahead of time. I've never done this before where I'm using two sunscreens on either half of my face. So it's a little odd to me, but I'm trying to make it work. Take a look in my mirror. So it goes on similarly in terms of, you know, it's detectable. You see a little white cast at first. I actually have not applied this one to my face that was not my facial hair yet, so it's actually my first time witnessing this, but yep, that cast, of course, disappears like almost instantaneously. You know, within 10 seconds of me saying that, it's now gone. So that's one light coat I've applied. Now I'm gonna do my facial hair and just show you what that is like. Let's do this more dense area. I guess it's important to mention neither of these burn at all when I apply them to my skin. Just like the other one, I'm going to go back and do another layer to ensure I'm getting the proper coverage. Same story, kind of. You can see, you can definitely notice, especially in my facial hair, that there's some sunscreen there. It's a little white, but it's similarly disappearing. I'll say this one doesn't feel as easy to spread around the beard as the Hada Labo gel, but it's still quite easy. It does feel like it's just like a little bit, it doesn't glide quite as well, but both overall are pretty good at what they do. I don't know. I guess this one has like slightly more of a cream feeling to it, which makes sense. I mean, it is a cream, whereas this one is a gel. So I think that if you're really focusing on one that's good for the facial hair, this one's like a lot easier to spread out around there. For the face though, you know, it's the same thing. This one takes a little bit more force, I suppose, to get it spread out, but it's overall pretty easy and glides well. But yeah, it does feel like slightly more tacky. Obviously still drying, still a little white. So we'll let the right side dry so that it can be somewhat more objective about how both are on the skin and the facial hair. And so I'll check back in once that happens. So I've given this like 10 minutes to settle in, and I am ready to let you know my verdict. Of course, just to remind you, Hada Labo on my left side, Shiseido on my right. I gotta say that on both sides, the white cast has just disappeared completely, even on the facial hair. See that? The Hada Labo gel, and I don't know if it's picking up on the camera, has only a very slightly more shiny appearance, but they're both quite mild. It's nothing alarming. It just gives your skin a healthy glow, both of them. In terms of the tackiness, stickiness, both are pretty good, but I'll say the Shiseido has slightly more of a tacky feeling. And that kind of makes sense. I mentioned this as I was spreading it around my face and my beard, that it felt a little harder to spread, a little more creamy. That should be noted. And otherwise, they both look very similar. No white cast, despite the titanium dioxide in the Hada Labo, no white cast. And if there's no white cast on me, It probably won't be a concern to a lot of people. It's non-existent, so there must not be a lot of titanium dioxide in there. But if I get up close, you can't see a distinguishing line between the two. They're both good products. It just depends on what you prefer. I think for my beard, I prefer to use the Hada Labo gel because it spreads easier. It's more gel-like, whereas this is more of a cream. And so I prefer the really gel-like because it's just easier to get over the hair, it doesn't stick as much, and it's easier to blend. But ultimately, what you want to use is up to your personal preference. Both have great UV protection capabilities and they're both moisturizing, so that's good. I don't think I mentioned this either, but they're both SPF 50 plus and a PA rating of 4 plus. So in terms of the PA rating, that's its score in terms of blocking out UVA rays. And a PA of 4 plus is the highest on that scale. So both are great options. The fact that the Hada Labo product has titanium dioxide also means that it has very moderate protection against visible light like blue light. But only very mild because it can actually reflect some of those rays off of the skin, whereas a pure chemical sunscreen only works to absorb them. So that's all I have to say about that. Since I don't get to use tinted sunscreens in my beard, maybe that's another plus for this product. Of course, iron oxides, which are included in tinted moisturizers and foundations, are one of the best ingredients to block out visible light, including blue light, but gotta make some compromises in life. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel because you're not gonna wanna miss what's next. I don't know what's next, but you're not gonna wanna miss it. And I am gonna go now.